husband, Chris Red, and I'm Natalie Red, and I will be teaching him how to play a song on the recorder by rote or just by listening. So, are you ready?
Right.
Okay, let's get started. So the first thing that you want to learn before you start actually playing the recorder is how to properly hold it.
Okay.
So the best way to do that is just sit up straight, get your arms kind of loose, and hold the back part. Put your thumb on your left hand over the back tone hole, and put your right hand thumb on the middle part, kind of in between these two tone holes right here. Just place it up a little bit more. There you go. And you always want to make sure that your wrists are straight and that your fingers, if you're not using those holes at that time, are always hovering over them. So you don't want to have your fingers stiff, because when they're stiff, then you have a really hard time playing, your hands get tense. So you always want to keep your fingers just loose and just close to the tone holes. And before I teach you anything else, I should probably tell you the parts of the recorder. This is the foot joint, and this part in the middle, right here, is the middle joint, and this is the head joint, and this part is the mouthpiece. And all of these holes are called tone holes, like I just said a minute ago. Okay, so now that we know how to hold it, what do you think the next best thing to learn about playing the recorder is? Do you know? Want to give it a try?
How to blow into it.
Yeah, good job. Okay, so when you blow into a recorder, you always want to make sure that your air is smooth and steady and consistent, so that way you have a nice sound. And you don't want to blow too hard, because if you blow hard, then you have this really screechy, not pretty sound. And if you blow too soft, then it's kind of shaky and the sound still doesn't vibrate. So the best way that I can think for you to imagine blowing through, or to blow your best way through the recorder, is think of a candle with a flame, and you want to blow just lightly and consistently at that flame, just enough to bend it. And that's the way you could produce a nice, smooth sound through your recorder. So I haven't taught you any pitches yet, but just put your your fingers 1, 2, and 3 over the first 3 tone holes, and just hold it like this. And let's just practice blowing into the recorder. So I'll go first, and then you can go after me, okay?
All right.
So. You try. All right, good job. That sounds good. Okay, so now that we have all of that down pat, sounds like, we're going to learn some pitches.
All right.
So we can play a song.
Let's go.
The first note that we're going to learn is, I think, is the simplest note, because it just involves your first 2 fingers. You're going to keep your back thumb on that back tone hole and place your first finger on the first tone hole, and that's B. And so just repeat after me. Make sure, even though we haven't learned any pitches yet, just make sure your fingers are always just kind of slightly hovering over the other tone holes. Okay, so it sounds like you have B down. Let's move on to A, which is, real simple. You just place your keep finger 1 and your thumb where they are, and place your second finger on the second tone hole. And then I'll play a little rhythm for you. You can just repeat after me. Just kind of bend them. You don't have to shake your shoulders. You can just kind of make sure your fingers are curved over there. You have big hands and big fingers too, so it's kind of hard. Okay, so the next note we're going to learn is G. So we have B, A, and G is just the third finger over the third tone hole. So I'm going to play something. Okay. Hey, you know what else? That sounds really good, but I just remembered something that is important when playing the recorder. Whenever you're playing it, it sounds like you kind of have it, but just to make sure you know, so you can have the best sound, when you're moving your fingers from different notes, you don't always want to keep the air flowing, because then it sounds like, and that just is not the best sound. So you want to use your tongue to block the airflow when moving from note to note. And we'll just go to G right here, and I'll play a little pattern for you. And the best way to get that sound or stopping the air is to think of saying tu, 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 tu.
Okay.
So. Yeah, and make sure you don't blow too hard.
Okay.
Kind of keep it light and consistent. Can you turn this a little bit, because the camera only gets so much. Thanks. Okay, so we have G. Let me do some more rhythm patterns, including B, A, and G.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, it's okay.
Does this sound right?
Um,
Something is squeaking.
yeah, make sure your thumb is over that back tone hole, and you're not covering any other, or you're not touching any of the other tone holes at the bottom. And, you know, just, again, keep them hovering over that.
I think I'm good. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'll do a different one. I'm not sure I remember what I played. Okay. Okay, I'll do a different one. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so. Okay. Okay. Now the next note, different than B, A, and G, because we're not going down like we were, but this time we're just gonna lift, keep our thumb on the back, but lift finger 1 and finger 3 away.
Okay.
1 and 3. But make sure you don't want to move your fingers away. You want to keep them hovering, because we're going to be using those notes. So this is C. So we've had B, A, G, and now we have C with fingers 1 and 3 up. So this is what C sounds like. Alright, good job. Here's some different patterns with all the notes we've learned. I'll try to keep it simple.
Oh.
Try this again. Watch my fingers and listen to the notes.